Right, so now we'll discuss about how to download data for financial analysis purpose. And one of the easiest way of doing it is to go to Screener. Now we'll go to Screener site and I'll search for the company for which I don't want to download the data. Let's assume I want to go for Britannia Industries Limited. So I click it here, and if I want to have the data for consolidated financial statements, so I will go down and I will click on consolidated. So if I want standalone, I should click the standalone part, or if I want already there's in consolidated part, so I'll take consolidated numbers. And what I will do now, I'll go to the export to Excel button, and I'll click it here, and in the folder I will get I can open this file, and this file will give me the way which the data point. So if I get this Excel sheet, and this data sheet here, which is there are a lot of tabs which are given here, I'm not concerned with this. I'm concerned with the data sheet which is given here. This data sheet will serve as the input for my preparing for my financial information. Now what will I do now? I will just remove all those sheets which are there. So I'll remove all these sheets. I'll remove all these sheets which I don't require them. I only require one sheet, which is I don't require quarterly results also for the time being. So I'll remove everything, and profit and loss statement also I remove this. And I have and I'll remove the customization part also. So now I have this core sheet, which is a data sheet which is here. Now I will prepare my financial data from this core sheet, and it is already mentioned that this is a raw sheet and I should not make any changes here because that will help later on in customization further. So I will not make any changes here. So what will I do now? I will make another sheet, and from this sheet I will do the data. So let me just name this sheet, and so financial statements. And from here I'll prepare this. So I'll start from preparing it. That means I'm preparing historical data. So I'll write equal to historical data of, and I'll just put, and will name of the company from here and put enter. So I got the historical data. Now I want to have the balance sheet and the income statement. I'll first prepare the income statement for the year. So let us prepare the income statement, and so income statement, and for the year. So let me look at the year part now. Year, and what year I want? I want from 2018 onwards. So I don't want all the data. So I want this data from March 18. Now this is not showing as the format which I want. So I'll just format cell. I'll go to the format cell. I'll go to custom, and from here I'll go to month and year. That's what I want. So if I'm not getting month and year, yeah, I got it. So month and year, that's it. And I will drag this March 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this is the way I'll get it now. Next is I want now to prepare the income statement from here in the format which I want. So first thing I want is the sales number. Again, I'll connect from the main sheet is equal from 2018 onwards. So from 2018, I'll take the sales number, which is here, and I'll bring it here. Now I can do certain formatting if I want, but I'll keep the formatting for the end. So let me first bring the data from here and then do the formatting later on. So then I also want percentage growth in sales. So let us do percentage growth in sales. And how will I get this percentage growth in sales? Is very simple. First year I could not get it because I require 2017 data. So from here I can get the percentage growth in sale, which is the change, which is new minus old divided by the old. So that's the percentage change. So again, I'll click here and make it percentage, make it one decimal place. Now next is my COGS. To get the COGS, so let me get the COGS, cost of goods sold. How will I get the cost of goods sold? Cost of goods sold again for 2018, I'll take it, and the remaining I can get remaining. So 2018 cost of goods sold will be is the sum of certain variables, certain data set, which is sum, and I want to sum raw material cost. I want to sum power and fuel. I want to sell my other manufacturing expenses, and I'll also look at raw change in inventory. I'll take it minus because that's a decrease which has happened. So minus change in inventory. So that becomes my cost of goods sold. So this is for cost of goods sold. I'll drag this also to here, and I will also get cost of goods sold in terms of percentage of sales. So percentage of sales. How what is the percentage of sale it has? So simple, COGS divided by sales. That's the percentage of sales. So this is 67%. Again, convert into percentage. We'll do this formatting at the end. Then I'll compute the gross margin. My gross margin will be equal to sales minus COGS. Sorry, it's not gross margin, it's gross profit. So it's a gross profit. Gross margin, I'll compute ratio later on. Gross profit, this is referred as sales minus COGS. And now I can compute gross margin. Gross margin is nothing. It is GP over sales. So GP over sales and into 100. So it's again percentage. So this is, yeah. All right. So I'll be requiring many terms in terms of sales. So what I'll do, just I'll put this row. I'll just freeze this. And what will it do? Because later on I'll just have to copy paste the formula, and every time I want it to copy it. Right. So this is my gross profit. Now from this gross profit, I'll subtract other expenses. The other expenses which are left to us now, the expenses which are left now is employee costs, selling expenses, and other expenses. So I look at all other expenses. So I'll keep one is selling and employee cost. So this is employee cost. Then I have selling and S&A expenses, selling and admin expenses, and then I will have other expenses. Right, so employee cost again from 2018, I'll pick it from here. So 2018, which I'm taking it 2018 onwards. So this is employee cost. S&A is from here, selling and make expenses again from 2018. I'll pick it here. Other expenses also I'll take it from 2018 from the data sheet, which is this number. And now I'll quickly what I'll do, I'll also calculate this all in terms of percentage of sales. So employee cost as a percentage of sales. As percentage of sales, it's simple. You look at, and this is simple. What I do now is simple is just take this number, this formula, and control 3, control C, and control V. So if you look at this now, it is same thing. It is C16 over C7, right? I'll copy the same formula. So this is SNA as percentage of sales and other expenses also as percentage of sales. And I'll just copy this control C, control V, and control V. And what I do next now, in one simple go, I'll just copy it everything here. So I get this here. So this is ready from here. Now the next item which I will compute is EBITDA. So what is EBITDA? We'll discuss this later on. Very, very important term. We've discussed this in before also. But what is EBITDA is? EBITDA is the operating profit before depreciation, amortization, and interest. So how will I get this? From the gross profit, I subtract all other expenses, which is employee cost. I subtract sales and administration expenses. I subtract other expenses. So I get the EBITDA numbers, and I also get EBITDA margin. EBITDA margin, which is again in terms of sales. So everything is in terms of sale. I just copy this control C and control V, and I'll drag this. These are my EBITDA margins. Now moving further down from EBITDA, I'll subtract what? I'll first subtract depreciation. So depreciation numbers I'll get from here again, and again I'll also calculate depreciation as percentage of sales. So two nothings I want. Depreciation I can get from here, 2018 from here. Depreciation 2018 numbers is this, right? And then let me complete one more thing. So from depreciation, if I subtract EBITDA from depreciation, I'll get a number which is called as profit before interest and tax, PBIT. And PBIT is what? It is EBITDA minus depreciation. So I'll get PBIT, and also I'll get PBIT margin. So this is PBIT, operating margin, also referred as operating profit margin. So this is the another number which I'll get. So depreciation as a percentage of sales, again control C, I'll control V, and also control V. So I'll get operating profit margin. Then from the operating profit margin, I have to subtract the interest. So I'll subtract interest. Interest I'll get for 2018. I'm getting this. 2018 interest is given this. So let me copy this interest. So this is interest. And now I will get what is referred as profit before tax. So how will I get profit before tax? Uh, Profit before tax is, I can also get interest as a percentage of sales, but not too much required. But let's do this. We have all components. We'll do this for also, and I'll get next item, which is control C and control V. So that's interest percentage of sales. I hope interest number is correct. So interest 7.59 is correct. And then I come down from profit before interest tax. If I subtract interest, I will get profit before tax. But I forgot one, I missed one thing, which was other income. So let me bring other income component also now here, which was not taken into consideration. Other income from 2018. Other income from 2018 will be here. This is this number. So this is other income. And I can also compute other income in terms of sales. What is the percentage of sales? Since versus how much is it? So again, same logic, control C, control V. If you keep on looking at the formula, it's C37 divided by C7. C7 is a sales number which is here. And now I can get what is called as profit before tax. So profit before tax, how will I get this? So PBT will be this PBIT minus interest, and I'll add other income. So that's my profit before tax. And from this, I'll subtract the tax. So again, I'll get the PBT margin. PBT margin will be how much? It is PBT divided by the sales number. So again, doesn't require, but okay, fine enough. You can just copy this also. So it's percentage 15%. And now I'll get the tax. So tax amount I'll get again from here data, which is the tax number is my tax number is this. Now I'll get the tax effective tax rate. Effective tax rate. What are the tax which is companies levying? Which is they are paying this much tax over this much income. So this is the effective tax rate of Britannia, which is 34%, 33.87%. And from this, I'll get PAT, and PAT is nothing. It is PBT minus the tax. I'll get the PAT amount, and that will be your net profit margin. So net profit margin will be equal to PAT divided by, again, if I just don't need to do this, I'll just look at other income because everything is percentage of sales. I'll just put this formula here. So this is the net profit margin. Right. So this is for 2018. Now I'll just select everything. I'll just select So this is something. So this has been done for 2018. I need to select this all. So select this all and I'll drag this down to here. So this is not relevant for us. Yeah. So this has been done. So let me just freeze this here. I'll go here and just freeze this. So yeah. So this is the income statement prepared. Okay. I'll still want further information. So first information I want number of shares. So number of equity shares. I can get this information from where? Same. I'll go there. Number of equity share. Let me see this in the data sheet somewhere given. Is it given somewhere in the data sheet? It should have been given. Yeah, number of equity shares is given. So this is number of shares which are given, or let me check this number of equity share. Yeah, number of equity share we're getting from here. Yeah, adjusted equity share. So 2018. So I'll take this number. So what will I do is number of equity shares in 2018 is this is all in crores. So all numbers are in crores. So this is number of equity shares, and that will help in getting earning per share, which is EPS. So EPS will be equal to PAT divided by number of equity shares. I'll get the EPS value, which is earning per share. Right. So now next thing is we also have the information for the dividend which has been paid. Total dividend. Do I know this information? Yes, I know this information. It's given 2018. This is the amount of dividend which has been paid. So I'll also get this information here, which is total dividend paid. So dividend paid is equal to is for 2018. Let me just check this number. 2018 is here, and dividend amount is 300 crore. So I'll select this and I'll drag this here. And this will also give me DPS, which is dividend per share. How will I get this? Total dividend divided by number of shares. So I'll get the dividend per share and I'll drag this down. This is dividend per share. Now from this I can get a couple of information. First information which I can get is DP ratio, which is a dividend payout ratio. Dividend payout ratio is equal to how much dividend has been paid over the earning which has been done. So this is my dividend payout ratio. So this is here, and so this has been here. Only 1 year the company has paid more than what they earned. We'll discuss this later on. And I can also get retention ratio. So what's the retention ratio? The amount of dividend which has not been paid, the company has retained this. So either the company will pay dividend or they will retain it. So 1 minus this DP ratio will become my retention ratio. Right. So this is how we get the information for the income statement. So I hope we are clear with the income statement. And let me also prepare the balance sheet also, and then we'll do the formatting at the end. So we are done with the income statement, and now we will look at the balance sheet. So we'll start with the balance sheet, uh, which is the balance sheet we want. Again, we can start with the year. I can get the year directly from this part here itself. So this is how will I look at the year part. Okay, we'll start first with the balance sheet on the share capital. So share capital, and which is equal to, we'll get this data from here in 2018 in the balance sheet. I come down and this is the number which is given, and then we also have reserve and surplus reserve, and this is number is also given. I can copy it here because this number is was just next to this. So this is here, and I'll copy this till here, and this is the net worth of for the shareholders. So net worth is sum of these two number, which is share capital plus reserve. That's the net worth. So this is my net worth. Next, I look at the long-term liability, which is borrowings. Borrowings is given here, and then we also look at what is called as a current liability. So current liability, also referred as other liabilities. So let us go here. In 2018, what is the borrowings? In 2018, borrowing is this, right? So this is now okay. This borrowing is not this number. So this borrowing, yeah, borrowing is 2018. Borrowing is this number, right? And we go down. Current liability also is given the next row. So I just copy this here and check this. So this is what the borrowings and this liabilities are given to us. All right, and this will sum up my total equity and liability side. So I'll just check this liability side of the balance sheet, which is equal to net worth plus the borrowing, which is long-term liability, plus the current liability, three component in the balance sheet. And I will just bring down to here. All right. Now we go down to asset side. So asset side, we'll look at the first, which will be the long-term assets, non-current assets. So let us look at the long-term assets. So long-term assets, we have to look for this. Just so I look at long-term assets, and long-term assets will be equal to. I'll go here in the data side, and I come here 2018, and this will be. So I can do one thing rather than writing long-term assets. I can also write them as the fixed assets. So I'll put this as fixed assets. So it will be net block, which is this number, plus the capital work in progress, which is this number. So 63. This is fixed assets. These are my fixed assets, right? So these are my fixed assets. Then the next item which is given in it is investments. So I'll put investments here, and investments is directly given from here, which is 2018. Investments are this number. Yeah. So let me just drag this down here. Yeah. Okay. Now we are left with the next one is the current assets or other investments. Now I look at the other item which is given as other assets. Other assets. So other assets is given equal to 2018. Other assets is this number 2560 is this. Now what we observe here is if I add this 5187.92 and 5187.92, that means in the other assets, in this format in the screener, they have already included the current assets part. So if I have to report current assets separately, I have to remove current assets component from this part, because here if you add this here, it's coming 5187.92 crore, which is same as the balance sheet total of liability side. That means my asset side is complete. And there, whereas they have given current asset as separately also, which is receivable, inventory, and cash and bank balance, and I want them separately for my analysis purpose. Therefore, what I need to do is that from here I need to remove the current assets component and then show them separately. So what will I do now? I'll make a change here. This minus the sum of three items, which is from the current assets part, which is 2018, which is which includes this, and this. I'll remove this because I'll take them separately. So this becomes my other assets, right? So this becomes, if I'll add them, this becomes total. This is long-term assets. These are non-current assets. So I can name them a non-current assets, and that's equal to fixed assets plus investments plus other assets excluding current assets. So these are my non-current assets. And now I will show my current assets separately. And current assets comprises of three items. And those three items are receivables, inventory, and cash and bank balance. So I'll show this receivables, inventory, and cash and bank balance. Clear? So receivables, I'll just get this one number and copy it from here. 2018 is this number here. These are my receivables, and inventory is given there, cash bank balance, and just drag it down here. And now I'll add current assets. This category will become my current assets, and current assets is equal to sum of these three numbers. Right. So this is my current assets, and now I will add total of asset side, which is the sum of non-current assets and current assets. So non-current assets plus current assets. So this is now same as, correct. So this is perfectly same now. So this is how we'll be put the data now, and we'll be using this data in that manner now. So let us do some formatting also now. One of the formatting which we'll do is just, let's center this, right? So I'll just center this here. One thing very important is, if we are doing the formatting, one is we can remove the grid lines. So let's make things much more easier now. And now I'll merge this. So I'll go home and merge this, right, and center. So this is one. So I bold this number. We can give some coloring if you want. So let's say you want to give some coloring here. So I give this coloring and change the font size to white. Right. So this is another way of looking into this. Then the income statement and the year. So income statement, let me just also center this if you want. So merge and center, and we can just do the formatting and correct, change the color to white. This and font size changes to white. So the income statement this is, and my years I'll again bring to the blue format only. So maybe blue or whatever feel likes. Let me just pick this blue only and convert this to white and make this bold. Okay. Another thing now, sales led to the sales number formatting. Sales number formatting I can do is that this is I'll go format cell. I'll go to the currency part and make it a rupees. So let's make a much more better one. So I'll go in the rupees. I can find rupees somewhere here. It should be here. So yeah, I get this rupee India. It's here. Make it to one decimal place. That's much more easier for me. That's one decimal place. And fine. That's and make this bold. That's better for me. All right. So now I'll just copy this format, and I'll use this format every year. So here I'll copy the same format. I'll use it here. I'll copy the same format. I'll use it here. Same format I can do by selecting a control cell and by doing it one together itself. So it's your choice how you want to go about it. So same format is getting copied everywhere. So I'm just, I can, yeah, so depreciation, the same format. So again, select this, simple, select this, other income. So I could have done this in one go by selecting all of them by control key and then doing this. That could also can also be an option, right? So this is still here. Then let me just do for EPS also and for DPS also. So yeah, so So this is the income statement part, and similarly I can go to the balance sheet part now. So again, the same format, I'll copy this same format, I'll put it here. So this is balance sheet, I'll copy the same format of here and I'll paste it here. So this is, and then I'll also look at the other elements which are there, which is in balance sheet. So I'll use the same format which is here in this also, and maybe same in total equity and liability. I'll get the same for non-current assets. I'll get the same for my current assets, and I'll get the same for my total assets. So this is how my entire income statement and balance sheet for my analysis has been prepared. We will look further how to go about it in how to do the analysis in the subsequent videos. So that's all from this side, and we'll stop